Hello, 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 hello. Thank you, thank you. How's that after lunch energy? This isn't too bad. I'm surprised. Usually after lunch you kind of get a lull, but not here. I don't know what they fed us, but we're super hyped. So happy to see everybody. I think I'll see a lot of smiling faces, except for you, so you're not smiling. There we go. Now you're smiling. We're good to go. Welcome everyone to my reInvent presentation. My name is Adrian Estala. I'm with Starburst Data. I'm the CDO. Conversation today really is going to be around data products, and we'll get into that in a second. Before we get started, I just want to kind of just welcome you, but two, kind of just get a feel for the vibe, right? And so I think everyone's had a chance to walk around, right? Just a number, it's like a football field of ideas, a football field of vendors. Literally every 2 yards on this side, everywhere you walk, there's a new idea, right? There's a new innovation concept. And if you're a data leader, if you are a CDO or a AIO or a CIO, you want to bring them all home, right? You want to kind of figure out, how can I bring all these different data tools, all these different AI tools back with me? How can I create an impact for my business? The trick though is, we can't take them all home, right? As much as we'd like to take them all home to try out and to test, we're kids in a candy shop or kids in a toy store, the reality is we have to think about how much it costs. We have to think about, is it going to fit my current environment? We have to think about whether or not I have the money to experiment with another AI tool, and we have to think about what's coming next year, because like every year you have a different AI solution, and so a lot of great ideas, but it's difficult for us to figure out where we're going to place our bets, right? We're in Las Vegas, it's like a roulette wheel, right? I feel like I'm on a roulette wheel, and I'm trying to pick the right front-end AI tool, but I got to pick a number, right? I can't just pick black or red, I've got to pick the right numbers, and maybe I can only afford 5 or so, right? And so, taking a risk on the right front-end AI tools is really difficult for data leaders, because there's so many, and the front end is innovating so fast. Really the only thing holding us back is the back end, right? If only my architecture were agile enough, if only I had the flexibility in my architecture to feed any front end AI tool, I might have a fighting chance. And so, what I want to talk about today are data products. What I want to really talk about is how we can kind of balance the odds, right? How we can work on the back end with data products to figure out a way to help you make better bets. If you haven't already thought about, if you're not already thinking about how to use data products in your AI strategy, and just by a raise of hands, how many of us are already using or thinking about data products? A couple of us, right? Fantastic. For the rest of you, if you haven't already thought about how that fits in, I'm going to walk you through a couple of use cases that I hope will kind of really seal the deal, help you think about, well, maybe I should be using these, maybe I should be thinking about data products. For those of us that aren't yet using data products, and before I kind of continue, how's the sound over in the backside? Sound okay? You guys hear me okay? Fantastic. Let's kind of very quickly talk about what a data product is, right? And I'll give you a simple analogy here, because a lot of different ways to define a data product. I like to start by thinking about that data product first and foremost from the lens of the consumer, right? I'm the user. I'm a business user, I'm a data scientist, I'm somebody looking for data. That's the first place to start with a data product definition. It's like walking into a pharmacy. I'm looking for a medication, I find a box, take a box off the shelf. Front of the box tells me in words that I understand exactly what's inside the box. I flip the box, it tells me how to use the medicine or how to use that data product. I flip the box, it tells me who to call if I have any questions, right? And so very quickly, as a consumer, you should imagine a data product marketplace where you can go and very quickly find what you're looking for. It doesn't mean that you have access to all the contents. It means that when you open the box, maybe you can see everything. When you open the box, maybe you can see nothing. When you open the box, maybe you can only see a couple of columns. So you can provide granular access to that data product for the consumer. But you've made that very first step very easy. You've made it very easy and fast for them to find the data they're looking for. That's the first thing to consider, to imagine when you think about data products. On the back end, there's a couple of different ways to build a data product. And so you can build a data product maybe in a lakehouse environment. We Starburst with Iceberg, we can build data products in a lakehouse. You can think about those being very robust physical models, and sometimes you need to have those data products, they make sense. I really like our other way of building data products is our federated data products, our query or code-based data products. They offer me much more agility. If I build a federated data product, I don't care if the data is in Amazon or another cloud or on-prem, I can build a data product very quickly by just getting to the data where it sits, working across lakes, working across environments to pull the data that I need into that data product. It's a code-based data product. It's a much more agile data product. So when I talk about data products in the presentation, think about those two ways. federated kind of query-based data product, and maybe a lakehouse data product. Two great ways, there's a use case for each one of them. Awesome, let's get started. So, the reason why I think we struggle, right, with AI strategy, and again, if you're a data leader or an IT leader, all of these should resonate with you, right? The first challenge is, takes too long to get my data. Everyone will recognize this thing. I think I was a CDO at a Fortune 10 before I came to Starburst, and I will tell you, in my organization, this was true. We're waiting too long for the data. Everybody has a backlog of BI projects or AI projects or application projects, teams waiting to get to their data. Second issue here is, only I get that governance right? There's a data governance leader somewhere, lost all his hair trying to figure out how to fix data governance. It's difficult. It was hard enough to fix data governance 5 years ago. Now, with all the pressure and urgency with AI, it's even harder, right? And AI can help a little bit with data governance, but it's still a tremendous challenge. And part of the challenge for AI governance is trying to drive transparency. I need to be able to tell you where the data came from. I need to be able to tell you what I did with the data, and I have to be able to make sure that you're confident that the results you're getting from the AI engine are trusted, right? So AI governance is very difficult. The last piece there is then getting your business teams to actually adopt AI. It's one thing to see something in theory, walk around the halls here and say, I can imagine how I might use that. It's quite different to actually build a solution that your business teams are going to use. It's quite different to actually make an impact in the business, and so the AI adoption of BI, or AI, excuse me, is complicated, right? We don't have that AI adoption because we're lacking the trust. I'm going to walk you through a couple of use cases, I'm going to call them 3 game changers, right? We're thinking about data products, you're driving an AI strategy, here are 3 game changers that I think will really help you push along if you rely on data products. First thing is this notion of a discovery zone or a discovery lab. And so, in every data product strategy that I build, I like to kind of start with this, right? The power of innovation, or if you will, the real winners in AI are going to be the ones that are able to do something with new data, right? We have old data and old questions, and our ability to optimize, our ability to drive efficiency there is important. But the real game changers, if I want to drive a real competitive advantage, it's what can you do with new data, what can you do with new questions? This idea of a discovery zone, one customer calls it innovation lab, is really, really good one, right? And so the idea here is, if I have data across multiple different sources in the back end, I like to bring a business team into a room, right? So the old days is, they ask for data, IT, we go find the data, we bring it back, and we say, it's taken me a few weeks, maybe it took me a month, I think I modeled it the way I think you wanted it, here it is, and then we're probably going to get it wrong. And then we ideate, do it again, might get it wrong, and if we're lucky, we'll get it right the 3rd time. This approach brings the business teams into a room, secure lab environment, if you will, and in this facilitated session, what we're doing is we're allowing the business teams to say, I want a table from that system, I want a column from that system, I want a table from that system, that's in Amazon, that's somewhere else, that's on-prem, and so you're allowing these teams to have access to the data sets in the different environments, and they're ideating. What if I put the data together this way? I have an anti-money laundering team at a bank. It used to take them weeks to get new data into new fraud risk management models. Now it's hours, right? Sit in a room, find the data we're looking for, and then we can ideate on that data product 100 times. No, that column is wrong. What if we do it this way? What if we do it this way? What if I transform it this way? And can you very quickly start to experiment with that data set live, so to speak, until you get exactly what you want, until the AI model is working, and then you're off to the races. At that point, you found the data, you've tested the data. If you want to, you can publish that data product anywhere you want to, right? Or you can leave it in Starburst, you can publish it anywhere else, but you've accelerated the discovery time. And when you find the data you want, you package it, right? You describe it, so that if somebody else wants to use it, they're going to find it in that marketplace. And so this discovery lab, this innovation zone, is kind of a really sharp way to kind of get teams going in terms of just crossing that first step. Every AI journey starts with data for every AI project. This will accelerate that first step dramatically, right? It's a game changer. Right? That experimentation is really, really important. Lowering the cost of experimentation will allow you to try new AI tools. I'm not moving my data, I'm not migrating my data, I'm just testing new tools for my business teams, right? You can kind of take the power of the room very quickly. second challenge is that AI governance piece. So it's another game changer that I like to do with data products is I like to build what I call kind of a core foundation layer, right? And so we talked about driving discovery, right? And I'm driving discovery of all these data sources. But for some teams, I don't want them discovering raw data at the source. That's a bit risky, right? There's a fine balance between self-service and governance. I want to allow my teams to feel empowered to go find the data they want in a marketplace or via discovery, but I want to control where they're finding that data. And so what I like to build here at the bottom here is a core foundation layer. You can imagine building a set of data products that represent the most commonly aggregated data sets. You know, everyone in the company wants customer data. Everyone in the company wants finance data. And they're aggregating that data this way. And so you're taking this customer data and you're putting it together with finance data, great, I'm going to make that a data product. You're taking this product data and you're aligning it with retail data, that's your data product. So every team is aggregating data in different formats in different ways. Common aggregated data set, a core foundation layer. From a data governance perspective, if I'm a data governance leader, that's where I drive my governance. I can provide quality assurance, I can manage accountability, I can drive lineage. Instead of managing thousands of pipelines to raw data sources, I can control who is going to my core foundation layer. They're not re-provisioning data 6 different ways and 6 different tools. What they're doing is they're reusing the core data products that I'm making available to them in a secure way. And I'm allowing them to build their own derivative data product, right? Core data product, I govern, it's my foundation. Derivative data product, you're on the business team and I'm going to say you can build whatever derivative product you want. You can take a column from that data product, a table from that data product, 2 columns from the other data product, and you can build your own derivative data product that you own that meets your needs. You're not re-provisioning data, right? This is just code. You're just taking a window into those existing core data products. From a data governance perspective, it's a game changer because it gives me a single place to govern my data in my data products. And for teams that are looking for data, they've got reusability, they've got consistency, they've got auditability, and talk about performance, it's a lot faster to work this way.
Awesome.
Another one that I really like to talk about is, I call this LM in a box, right? We had a customer that actually designed this initially, it was their idea, and I loved it, and so we use it all the time now, right? The challenge with driving AI adoption with the business teams is that they're not involved in the process, right? They might come to a conference like this, they might see something they like, and what ultimately ends up happening is they're unable to find what they really want, or what ends up happening is they don't trust what they get. What I love to do is I love to bring the business teams into the room. 4-hour workshop, we build a data product with the business team, right? So imagine we're in a room, all of us, and we're all talking about data. And I'm saying, where do you get your data? And I get it from here. And where do you get your data? I get it from here. And what do you do with that data? And we start to create a data product package here in the room that this group can use. You put the data in the package. It's your data. You describe it to me. What do you call that column? In business language, you give me the words to describe the columns. In business language, you give me the description to describe the table. Now I've got business metadata in a package that you created. Now I put a Gen AI tool in front of it. OpenAI, that's why I love Bedrock. I love Bedrock because you have the ability to drive a lot of different tools. You pick the model you want, but you could pick any one of them. You've got a data product. I don't need RAG anymore, right? I've got a data product. I can feed that data product, the schema and the metadata into the Gen AI tool, and now I can interrogate it. The power for business teams, when they can sit there and interrogate their data product, they put the data in the box, they trust the data. They wrote the metadata, so they understand the Gen AI tool has a much better chance of interpreting that data. They're asking questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, and they're getting 2 bits of information. They're getting the data, maybe it's a number, maybe it's a table, and they're also getting the inference, right? I tell the business teams, you're going to get an opinion, and you're going to get the data. And the opinion is fascinating, because the AI engine is interpreting that data set and giving them its own interpretation of the pattern that it sees, or the data that it sees, And it's just a really easy way to get your business teams excited. It drives adoption because they built the data. They put the data in the box and they feel like they were part of it. Sometimes these business guys, these business teams, business people, they walk out of the room kind of strutting, bragging to their friends because they just built a Gen AI solution, right? And so a big part of the data product, again, isn't just that it accelerates the IT side, but most importantly, the big part of the data product is it really helps business teams understand their data a lot better. For those of us that were doing data products, we had some raised hands earlier. Are you using data products with AI? You are using data products with AI? Were any of these use cases, do they resonate with what you're already trying to do? Fantastic, fantastic.
Any other questions? I have the mic.
We're in booth 1175, right? So if you want to dig a little deeper, we've got a number of different use cases. If you're curious about data products, if you want to see a demo, if you want to challenge me on some of the concepts, booth 1175 is just on in the middle. We got the big Amazon booth. Just on the other side of the center is booth 1175. Love to have you come over. Love to chat some more with you. Love to walk you through a demo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adrian.